What's up, guys? How are y'all doing out there? I am Dr. Lewis, founder of the Couch to Podium program. So today I want to talk to you about how to create harmony in your business. I got a little hair that's sticking out. So I want to talk to you about how to create harmony in your business. Please make sure that you share this out. Make sure that you share this video out. I have been a business owner since 2012, so I guess that's a little bit over almost 10 years. And I remember when I first opened my practice, I was working all of the hours, like all of them. If one of my clients wanted to see me on Sunday, I was like, all right, I'm there. One of my clients wanted to see me on Saturday night, I was there. But it did get to a point in my business where I needed to make sure that I was protecting my time and putting structure around my working hours. And so that's one aspect of creating harmony in your business, is having set time where you are working and set time where you are off. You do have to resist the habit as a business owner not to work all of the hours, just because that can easily happen. You can easily find yourself working like in the morning, in the evening, especially if your business is something that you like to do. Like if your business is something that you find joy in, you enjoy doing it, then you can easily wake up and feel like, oh my gosh, like I haven't eaten lunch, or I haven't taken a break on the weekend. And I think it's important to be mindful of that, to make sure that you have working hours and then you have relaxation hours. So that's one of the ways that I create harmony in my business. For those of you who just joined us, definitely say hello. If you're watching a replay, type replay in the comments. So again, today we are talking about how to create harmony and balance in your business. One of the other things that I do is I take vacation. I put it on the calendar. Sometimes I do it spontaneously, but I think it's important to give yourself time where you just totally step back. And so for me, it was I think this was in 2016, where I just took 6 months off and I traveled abroad for 6 months. And that really kind of gave me time to just, what do you call it? Like just rejuvenate, renew myself, renew my mind. So you don't have to take 6 months, but maybe you take a weekend off and you say, okay, I'm just going to take this time and spend this time with my family. Now, let's talk about what happens when you need to get into that creative flow. So for me, part of being a speaker is I have to maximize the time when I'm in a creative flow. So what is a creative flow? A creative flow is where you're in your zhuzh, like you're having different ideas. You may be on the phone with meeting planners and organizers. Typically for me, that's in the morning time. Like I have my most creative flow either in the morning or like really, really late at night, like maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning the other day, and I was like writing messages to my team saying, all right, guys, this is what I want us to work on this week. But I think the key is you making sure that you find that creative flow for yourself. So whether that's in the afternoon time, after lunch, or that's like first thing in the morning, when is that time when you are in your like creative idea flow, and maximize that time? That's the time when you want to spend getting on the phone with meeting planners. That's the time when you want to spend crafting out your talk, preparing for your speech. Like when you have a high energy, like that's the time when you really want to use it to maximize what you're doing in your business. You don't want to wait until your energy is low, when you are low on ideas, when you just tapped out, and that's the time that you work on your business. You want to really prioritize focusing in on the things that require the most mental energy when you are high in energy. And that's different times for different people. Like I said, for me, it is first thing in the morning. If I tackle that thing that is like heaviest on my plate first thing in the morning, then I know I'm going to get it done, and I know it's going to be done well. So we talked about maximizing your creative flow. Now let's talk about capturing ideas during non-working hours. So for me, that may be time when I'm like taking a bath. Like I love hot baths. I light my candles. I play my music, and that's my time of just kind of relaxing. And usually, I get the best ideas in that time. Your environment matters. The environment that you work in, it affects your energy level, your thought process, what you're able to accomplish. So sometimes for me, sometimes I will take a trip, and when I take a trip, that's when I get like fresh ideas. Or sometimes, like being in nature really helps me get creative ideas. Like last week, I went to Lake Lanier, and it's in Georgia, but it's like maybe an hour and a half away. And so, when I was in Lake Lanier, I was writing some of my social media copy, I was writing some of my longer posts. So I really try to plan out my content because I know I'm not going to be in that creative flow all the time. So when I am in that creative flow, that's when I really try to write a lot of my social media content during that time. And that's called bulk content creation. When you like take one day in the week and you just write down all your posts for the next 7 days. So that's something that I really try to do is work. I like to be strategic when I'm capturing my ideas during non-working times. And I always like to have a journal with me because my journal, that's the space that I can write down some of the things that even if I'm not going to take action on it right away, I don't want to lose the idea. So I'll write it in my journal as a way to kind of track and keep note of some of the things that I'm going to be working on. Like one of the things that I plan on doing next year is putting on a retreat for couples. Well, I can't focus on that right now because I'm doing another launch. So I'll like I'll write down like my ideas for the couples retreat and some of the things that we'll do on the couples retreat, but I'm not in full launch mode for it. So that's one thing that a journal is really good for, is documenting some of your ideas. So today, guys, we talked about how to create harmony and balance in your work. So just to give you a quick recap, some of the things that I do to create balance is I really maximize my time. I set a structure around when is my working time and when is my downtime. I also switch up my environment. So like when I traveled to Lake Lanier, that was one way of switching up the environment to get some new creative ideas. The other thing that we talked about is the importance of stepping away from your business sometimes. There are moments when you just need to totally unplug from your business. And people think that, oh, if I just work all the hours, then I'll be more productive. No. As a psychologist, I could tell you that you are actually not more productive. Actually, you are more productive when you take breaks. So it's necessary to take breaks. Your brain needs to like recalibrate, and that's why sleep is so important, because that gives you a chance to rejuvenate so that when you are in your work mode, you can get more done and be more effective and efficient. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post your questions in the comments. If you have any questions about how to create work-life balance, then definitely ask your questions in the comments. I'll also go back and check the comments.